and Jim. And then in Brewers baseball, they're on the All-Star break right now, but they'll be back in action this Friday night as they take on the Dodgers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
One, like, cook-off. Like, with any of the chefs in the Madison area.
I think it would be a
I
fair
think
contest.
you think way too much of yourself.
It was the nastiest looking hot dog I think I've ever seen in my life. It was like beige with like mustard squirted like in random spots.
It is like a Jackson Pollock painting with the mustard just all over the place. Matt claims to be an Olympic athlete, and he can't properly squeeze out mustard in a straight line.
Yeah, no, not great.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power. Primetime Wollersheim is back at the Everlight Solar Studio. Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton, Pablo Iglesias, and a host of others are here with us at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. And we are having a blast. I want to get into everything that we've ordered. We've already talked about Matt's lack of skill being able to put mustard on a hot dog.
One time, okay? It normally doesn't happen like that.
And then also here, we're walking around, and Matt Hamilton had a moment that he loves where some nicer, older woman said, "Are you the curling guy?"
I did. Oh, my goodness. That's right.
And I will add this to you. My mom was annoying today. She called. I talked to her about some stuff, and then she's like, "Oh, did Matt Hamilton do a commercial?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I saw like a picture of him curling like on NBC, like they talk about the Olympics." I'm like, "Well, he didn't do that commercial, Mom. Like, it's from the
That's
Olympics."
actually him curling.
He gave his okay that you can use his likeness in the commercial.
I have seen that commercial, the Ray Romano commercial.
I told her that she could. I would tell you that she saw you in a commercial in Cedarburg.
Nice.
Very important for her for me to share that.
I'll sign my show sheet after the show, and you can bring it back to her.
Perfect. This is Fort Atkinson. Cool. This is where we're at. We're at Jones Dairy Farm, and so it's funny that we're probably about a mile from the house I lived in until I was 10 years old. And that's pretty close to the elementary school I went to here at Purdy Elementary here in Fort Atkinson. And then Jones, obviously, big part of Fort Atkinson. When you drive around, I don't know if you guys pulled in, there's lots of Jones-named things here in Fort Atkinson, including the park across the street where the fair came to. Definitely watch like Legion baseball there. I'm sure I played some baseball games there at the ballpark and definitely the playground too. So lots of memories just within this short area here in Fort Atkinson for me. But then you guys came in, and this was not here when I lived here. It's funny, at 45, it's like 30 years ago.
That is crazy.
I was here, but so this building was not here as it is now. But the actual market is fantastic. You can get ice cream, you can get milk, but more importantly, you can get bacon products here and Jones Dairy Farm products here that you can't get anywhere else, the fresh stuff.
Right.
And then
Deli counter.
And then some other they had chorizo. I didn't even know they did that, so that's fantastic. So I bought a bunch of stuff, some frozen, some fresh, that I'm going to bring back to the Rutledge household. Some pork patties, sausage patties, pork sausage patties, and then also some brats. I did a maple mustard.
Nice. I
did one fajita. I figured my wife might like the fajita one, or we could share it. Then just some German ones because the kids are not going to get too crazy with the brats. And then some, I think the cherry wood bacon as well. Mm-hmm. So again, some of the other bacon looked really good, but got to account for the kiddos into that. And I got some snacks too. Some
the pepper
sausage
bacon
and
is what Jim's alluding to. It looks incredible. My wife can't have peppercorn. Really big bummer that I should have bought it.
You don't want to eat the whole thing by yourself.
Thanks. Oh shoot! That's why I bought the hot honey. I got some hot honey here.
There
And
you
I'm
go.
like, oh, shoot, Jen, I forgot you can't have spicy. Dang it. It's like, I'll have to eat it myself.
But, Matt, you made some purchases?
Yes, I got, you guys know how I love a good hot dog. And they have the Old World hot dogs here. Couldn't pass up on that.
What's an Old World hot dog?
Honestly, I'm not totally sure.
We should probably ask someone.
Probably not. I would guess a natural casing.
Well, just the
I
way you
don't know what
said
that
it, you're
means.
like, I thought it, I mean, you're like, I thought you
Like you knew what an
Well,
Old
they
World
didn't
hot
have
dog was.
regular hot dogs.
You are a foodie.
Like, they just had the Old World ones. Yeah, I'm sure that there's.
Is Jen going to put the mustard on for you?
I
let's hope
need to
so.
redeem myself. I need practice, clearly.
Okay, so when you make these Old World wieners, because that is what they're called,
Yeah.
you can see it on the YouTube stream. You have to send us okay, gross. You have to send us a photo of everything that goes on your hot dog, like how you actually make
She wants
a
a wiener
hot dog.
pic. She wants a wiener pic of how you're going to garnish your hot dog. How
Okay.
you're gonna
Send
garnish
us
your
wiener pics,
Not
please,
just-
to the
not-
group chat.
Not just Matt's wiener, his Old World wiener, Molly.
My
Come on.
Old World wiener.
After what we have shared
Guys,
in the group
I'm
chat,
only
Matt's
36.
wiener is really not. Is really
Not the worst.
Yeah,
It's not that photogenic.
but I was saying it's still better than whatever else we shared in there.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, obviously, it's getting grilled. The best way to enjoy a wiener.
Not boiled?
No,
I'm just
not
kidding.
boiled.
I'm
I know we've definitely had that, as you can see on the right of our YouTube stream. The hot dog that I very poorly Jackson Pollocked the mustard on there.
And Molly, what did you order?
That was a boiled wiener.
I got some shaved ham, so I'm super excited
Mm-hmm.
about that. Our ham goes crazy in our family. One of these little snack dishes with some sausage and cheese.
Yep.
And then I got some granola because they have like other Wisconsin delicacies, I guess, from around
brands,
the state.
yeah.
So I got some like apple something flavored granola. So I'm super excited for that and my yogurt.
I know when I checked out, I'm like, did I go through and get enough of everything here?
I know.
But we'll just have to come back again.
This is a good place to like bring a family though. I mean, I'm looking at like their
Oh, yeah.
food menus on the outside. It's like $8 for a sandwich. Like
and they
crazy.
got the ice cream here too.
Yes, I had some espresso ice cream before you got here, Jim.
Which
It was good.
Cedar Crest ice cream, which is like that's a lot done in Cedarburg, which I grew up in, and I'm going to. So
Oh, there you go.
it's just a lot of connectivity here for me at Jones Dairy Farm. I had a heck of a day. I golfed. I got Molly. So I golfed some at a golf outing and ran into our friend Herb from Morgan Shoes, ran into the Chalmers family out there. Saw Jeffrey from Celebration. So we had a really good time out at the Middleton golf outing. Thanks to our friend Steve for having me out there to golf. Hit him well. We actually – it wasn't quite like Caddyshack, but as we could have been much more dry than we were because we got through we started hole 2. So at hole 9 we made the turn. And it was starting to rain lightly. And we're like, well, we can just wait it out here, or we can go try to get a hole or 2 in before it gets really bad. So we went for the hole, and I nailed it. The one thing I have now is so I nailed a birdie putt in like basically Caddyshack style rain. There was no thunder or lightning going on. They even sent out a notification like, hey, there's no lightning, so like just play through what you can handle.
I don't think
And
the
so I ended
heavy
up
stuff's going to
knocking
come down
down
for quite a while.
it was nothing crazy like a 10, 15-foot putt, though. But it was the first putt. Like, we were all in a hurry, knocked it down in the rain, all got in our cars and drove back. But then the guy I went with, he's like, I'm just heading out because I don't think we'll be able to play. So I drive him back to his car. So I just got absolutely soaked. But I was able to – I waited it out. I got back out, played 3 more rounds. The rain came again. I did get a text. We finished 3rd. We only get through 16. So that was – they called it after 16 holes. But we got through 3rd place. So not too bad. Irv knocked down some big – basically he had the Matt Hamilton role of knocking down some big putts. I knocked in a couple birdies, played a decent amount of my shots. Matt, classic game for me. If it was under 100 yards, I was useless. But before that, I was actually pretty helpful. Like, we played a lot of shots, but I'm still working on the chips.
I mean, that's the next separator for you is getting that 100-yard shot down.
Well, that'll take me from like 95 to an 85 or something like that.
So, yeah, it'll definitely get you flirting with the 80s more often.
And Molly, were you here when everyone had to go?
Oh,
inside?
I had to go to the Jones Dairy basement.
I wanted that story too. Because there was no basement. It was just there was no thunder, tornado warnings or anything like that for me.
Oh, yeah. No, we were in a tornado warning because all of a sudden they came and got us and they're like, hey, so we're evacuating to the basement. So we all went to the basement. So we were down here with everybody. That was all the lovely folks here at Jones Dairy. So we were all, it was funny. We were kind of in a circle introducing ourselves to each other and
Nice.
telling each other what all we do for jobs. And I don't know. It was an experience.
Well,
So
did I share with you guys? I might not have. On Friday at camping, there was tornado warnings where we were. So then we had to take our dog, Dolly,
Oh, no.
and the girls bawling their eyes out. We couldn't really tell because of how hard it was raining. Again, it went from kind of like maybe a sprinkle to monsoon, sheets of rain. This was down in Broadhead, and we all had to run into. Now we went to there was 2 different bathrooms. We ended up just going to the closest one, which was the men's. It was full, but same idea. It was not super full, but pretty full. There was 4 dogs in there, and everyone's kind of talking, having a good time, keeping the dogs chill. Nola was pretty upset. Rosie gathered herself, but so everyone was kind of just all chipping in, trying to cool everyone down and keep everyone relaxed through there. The funniest part was there was 2 teenage girls that came up and opened the door, and they're like, "If our dad's in here, tell him we're going to the tent." And he's like, "What?" And he had to go find them. We're like, "Why are you going to?" They're walking around in this lightning storm with an umbrella. So he had this my stupid idiot teenage daughters. I got to get them out of this tent. They're like, "We're dry." It's like, there's a tornado warning going on. Why do you think we're in the bathrooms?
Just hanging out.
And why are you walking around with an umbrella with a metal point on top in a thunderstorm?
Oh my goodness!
It'd be better if you were 6 and doing this, not 16.
But just wait. That's what you're in for in just a couple years.
But it is one of those moments when if you do have to gather together. 844-770-3776. That's Carbos Talking text line. List is more. Share a story if you had to, whether it's today or another time where you had to kind of gather together in a public place with strangers during a tornado warning.
I had to go into a Target freezer with my grandma one time when I was in Iowa. We were running out, putting all the stuff in, and it was like a super Target or whatever they were called at the time, right? Yeah. So we were running out to our car, putting everything in, and all of a sudden the sirens start going off. And it's not raining or anything. It's just one of those very hot, no wind days. And so then my grandma and I had to rush back into the Target giant freezer that they have with everybody that was in Target at the time. That was probably the craziest one.
I was at a music festival, the Eau Claire's Music Festival. The first year they had it, first of all, there was a warning that there was a tornado in the area one night. I believe it was the Friday night, so going into Saturday, which was kind of nice because the next day at the festival, everyone had this shared sense of trauma, but we were brought together by this tornado warning. We ended up so obviously it was a outdoor festival. We were camping, but it was right next to your car. I tied our tent to our my mirror, side mirror, and then all we could do was just get in our car. We got in the car when the supposed tornado was near, and basically I looked at Chris this obviously isn't tornado safe. He's like, no. And I was like, what do you think we should do? He's like, we should buckle up. Oh my God. So we ended up just sleeping in my car until the sun pounded on it for the first 6 to 7, and it got ungodly hot in there.
Yeah.
But we had had anywhere to go. Everyone just slept in their cars, and everyone had this shared sense of trauma. We went through something together. We all are running super low on sleep, and we're woken up at the middle of the night on some guy in an ATV saying, "There's a tornado in the area." It's what do you do? There's 3,000 people here camping with no shelter. Get in your cars. We watched tents fly by. Oh. It was wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was pretty scary.
844-770-3776. Carbos Talking text line. List is more. Share any communal tornado stories if you got any, whether from today or a different time. When I worked at McDonald's when I was a teenager, and there was a few times where you had to bring people into the cooler.
Oh, yeah.
I was twice during that time working there. So they're definitely shared experiences. I've never been in a situation where everyone in there hasn't been super cool.
Right.
It's been everyone gets where they're at. Everyone kind of steps it up. Everyone's usually pretty attentive to the kids because. Even as an adult, you're this is a bit much. But for kids, it's a whole nother level of you're not in a comfort zone, you're not at home, you're all these different places, and then to be around a bunch of strangers in a cold place is not necessarily exactly where you want to be. But hopefully everyone's been doing okay with the weather today. I did hear there's some stuff up by where you're from.
Yep. My family is still in the basement right now.
Yes, and
I shouldn't laugh.
Safety first.
There's actually tornadoes.
Yeah, so stay safe out there. 844-770-3776. It's Carbos Talking text line. List is more. Jim, Matt, and Molly, we are at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. You can stream us. You can see us and the great ambiance here on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. I want to talk look, the Brewers. They had Miz, that nice showcase yesterday at the All-Star game. We'll touch a little Brewers coming up next. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I have a hook for the pop socket on my phone. I have a hook in our shower that I hook it on, and then I turn my show on. Is that weird?
Not a show you're doing. You are.
Oh. Yeah, I thought you were watching on YouTube. This is a show we did yesterday.
But Molly's I just start my show, and I have to be no.
No, I don't want to watch you guys in the show.
Yeah, weird, Molly.
Or Molly, I just wanted to clear that up.
Right.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
If you're considering solar energy, Sweet Metal Roofing and solar panels go hand in hand.
Solar panels install effortlessly over metal, and it enhances the efficiency of your solar energy.
Before you go solar,
install a Sweet Metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeta Metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Madison School and Community Recreation's For Friends Golf Outing is Wednesday, July 23rd at the Oaks Golf Course. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Since 2003, the Friends of MSCR has raised over $630,000 to fund new programming, equipment, fee assistance, staff development, and more. You can support accessible recreation in Madison through sponsorship or by signing up for a foursome. Head to birdease.com/MSCR for more information and to register. That's BIRDEASE.com/MSCR.
It's racing season. That means Road America in Elkhart Lake is the place to be. ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust and IndyCar driver Graham Rahal chat about what makes Road America special for drivers and fans.
What makes Road America so unique and different than anywhere else that you go?
I think it's the length of the straightaways. In an IndyCar, there's 3 places on that racetrack that, in essence, you hit maximum velocity. There's no other track that we go to year-round where that's the case. And I think that's what the drivers all love about it. From a fan's perspective, you love it because it's easy to get around. You can see a lot of different places. You can sit up on the hill watching the last corner, eat a brat, get some sweet corn and see that side of it. But then, of course, you can also, go back about a Canada corner. So many different aspects, different areas to watch, to cheer on your favorite driver. I think that's what's so cool and unique about this place as well.
Be part of race day this summer at Road America. Visit roadamerica.com.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
It's early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. My days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife. I got me
Jim,
old
Matt, and
fiddle,
Molly
and the sun's
continues
coming up. I
live
got
from
cakes
Jones
on the
Dairy
griddle.
Farm in
Life
Fort
ain't nothing
Atkinson.
but a
They're actually open to 5:30. You come on by and get yourself some bacon. A lot of products here, mostly they're fresh products you can't get anywhere else but here at this location at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Otherwise, a lot of great other products, frozen products throughout. We all picked up some stuff. Swing on by, do it yourself. Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge with you. Primetime Lorsheim back at the Everlight Solar Studio. You can get into the show, 844-770-3776. This Carl's Talking text line. This is more. We were talking about communal situations where you gather together and you have a group experience of having to go through a tornado. One I will share, we've talked about this before, but when I lived in Florida, they never snuck up on you, but we'd have hurricane parties.
Ugh.
And so you would
That is so wild.
And it's a pretty normal thing. Like, Matt, here's the thing. I think
that
if
is
you,
crazy.
If you
Tornado
were,
party.
If you were, like, at my age, like, I don't think so much adults do it, but, like, you're in your 20s going to college, you're bartending, doing all that kind of stuff, and then it's like –
don't blame you at all.
Yeah, and then it's like, all right, well, the hurricanes are coming. You have nowhere – like, you don't leave. Like, you usually just kind of hunker down somewhere, but they're coming for hours. Everything shuts down. So you buy a bunch of Coors Light, you gather together, you play a bunch of drinking games, and you kind of just ride it out, safely inside of a place. The best one I had was someone had like an aunt and uncle who were like the cool aunt and uncle, that like had storm shutters and a generator and a pool. So like that time was pretty amazing.
The rich aunt and uncle.
Yeah, it was
had all the
there was a lot of party supplies, so it was like a good time. They even had like video game stuff, so like we were watching movies, hanging out until the power like completely went. But yeah, you just obviously everything's going on around you, but all you do is you're sheltering in place.
Okay, but here's
you
my
said
thing.
the power
Yeah,
completely
exactly.
goes. Then what?
Well, then you just pass out or just keep on getting after it.
Aren't you scared of the ocean coming in through the doors and windows? Like, that is why hurricanes are horrifying.
Well, when I
to
lived
me.
by the beach, we left. Like that's when we went to the cool aunt and uncle. They went 5-10 miles in. Like the ocean doesn't rise
come that far in.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No,
You think the whole state of Florida gets covered in like ocean
Okay,
water?
I know like Orlando doesn't, but like.
But honestly, look at it like
I don't
this. Like
know.
you see it here
Yeah,
in Wisconsin.
fair.
Like there's a lot of intercoastal for lakes.
Yeah.
Like in Florida, there's like an intercoastal. It'll be usually a couple bridges you cross to like get to the closest part of the ocean, and then they'll have like a big intercoastal way where boats can kind of you put your boat there. You can have a lot of houses are there. If you're on the non-ocean side of the intercoastal, you're probably already safe because that's a big well of water that could fill. Now, if you're on the ocean side of the intercoastal, could that flood and fill? Yeah. It's more the devastation of the wind and knocking stuff out and like not having power, knocking down trees that's the hardest to get back to life down in Florida. Now, there is flooding, but again, that's usually further away. You get 10 miles away from the ocean. Like at Boca, like FAU's, like you can see the ocean from FAU, but you're not worried about the ocean coming up and over and flooding campus.
I would just be worried about a shark like
It'd be
ending up
no.
in my bathroom.
It'd be more like
you've thought about it.
No.
It'd be more like
Yes, you have.
Be more like when I was 7.
Yeah.
It'd be more like flash flooding. Like
Oh,
I mean, because then you could get like heavy rain mixed with the water, and it could be a lot.
Water is scary. Water, electricity. You want to get electrocuted?
No, I know. I just like her gut reaction was gross.
Right.
Well, like, 'cause I just think,
terrifying or like scary,
No,
but
like
just gross.
I just think of all the gross water, like all the gross things. I mean, I remember even last year when we had like some flooding where I live, and like the second that we even thought that water might come into our basement, like we're bringing everything upstairs. Like I'm freaking out. I'm panicking
because you're afraid everything might get gross.
Yes, exactly. Our neighbor had like sewage go into her like basement.
Well, it comes up, yeah.
So gross.
It doesn't go into the basement. It doesn't.
So
it's not like
gross.
just in about. It comes into your basement.
Yeah.
It's coming up the downspout in the
Yeah.
in the
So
basement there, or the
disgusting.
down drain. All right, let's go out to Ryan and Madison. He's got a story for us about playing beer pong during a tornado. Sounded a little bit like my hurricane parties. All right, Ryan, tell us your story.
So I had a friend of mine that was going through the police academy, and as part of the police academy, he texted me and said, "Hey, do you guys want to come out to their facility?" And essentially what they would do is feed you drinks, and then after feeding you drinks, they would run like a DUI checkpoint on you so that the police officers could tell if you had been drinking enough or not for a DUI.
Okay.
Trick you into leaving so they pull you over on your way out.
Right. Well, you had to have somebody sign you out on the way out. But anyway, so we're there, and there's probably a group of 15, 20 of us maybe. And, you have a couple drinks ahead of time or, during the event or whatever. And then we started playing like flip cup and beer pong and all this other stuff. And so the police plan was is that after we had reached a certain point, they were going to send us into the room to be analyzed by the police officers. Well, we're playing games of beer pong, and they're like, hey, we're all heading to the basement because tornado sirens are going off. So they sent us to the basement. Well, a few of us are like, well, what do we do? So we ended up taking the beer pong table, carrying it with us down into the basement so we could continue playing our games of beer pong and flip cup. And then afterwards, when the tornado sirens and everything cleared up, then they went ahead and had us do the DUI checkpoint.
I'm sure it was really tricky at that point with the bonus drinking in the basement.
There was a lot of analysis trying to get the table downstairs, but...
Thanks, Ryan. Eric in Green Bay chimes in Joplin, Missouri, for my sister's Little League softball regional. Her team was, let's see here, losing the championship game when the tornado sirens went off, just an inning or two left, and the opposite pitcher was on fire. The teams had to shelter in place, and the game resumed the next day. Against all odds, my sister's team made an epic comeback to punch their ticket to the Little League World Series. Wild experience.
Oh, wow.
Okay. But the tornado.
That must have not been a huge tornado in Joplin. Remember that?
Can we touch on the last caller, Ryan? He volunteered to go have a couple too many cocktails in front of the police.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy.
Sounds like a trap.
Trap. Total trap. Yeah, because then we want to test you. It's like, what happens when I want to go? Well, you can't. And then to just like put mustard on this hot dog,
yeah,
so to speak, they get called down to the basement because there's a terrifying natural disaster going on, and they choose, let's keep drinking in front of these officers in the basement. Like, let's show them they got some real degens to test right now.
There's a lot of choices going on.
Yeah,
it's good to bring that up.
None of those choices I think I would have made.
No, I agree with that. Sadler from the Pat McAfee Show chimes in. I went camping as a child, and I was in my uncle's tent, and I witnessed, probably more of the term there is, felt an earthquake, and he woke up in the morning. It was a weak earthquake, but he still felt it in his sleeping bag. I've slept through 2 earthquakes.
When have you been in an earthquake?
Okay. My grandparents lived in California for a while, so I slept through 2 earthquakes. Enough to like shake stuff off the walls, but not like completely. One of them, I didn't
enough to wake up Jim.
No, I mean, you say sleep like a baby, you sleep like an 8-year-old. Like they're the one when they're out, or a teenager, because Rosie's in that full on like she's just out. Like we were camping and we're just moving around in the camper. I'm like, she'll get up some point. It's like 10 o'clock, and we're like, get up, it's time to eat now. Like, because usually you sleep in camping anyways,
right.
But like we're like making breakfast and she's out cold, like not even faking it.
You know what? Add earthquakes to like my list of illogical fears, because I feel like if there's an earthquake, I'm just gonna fall in the crack and like die.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
I'm not. I don't know how earthquakes work, but like
real fear I had when I was.
That's how they work. They just swallow up.
I just imagine the ground breaking, and then there's a giant hole. Boom, fall through.
Real fear when I was 8 was that. I used the Superman movie, the one with Christopher Reeve, like that does happen and people fall in. Now, thankfully, Superman was able to go backwards fast enough to like. Well, he was able to fly and reverse the Earth's rotation to then take us back in time to then undo.
That's how that works.
Yeah,
take that for that.
And then he had to like stop and then set us back in the right. Rotation. But
thank goodness.
Thank goodness for Superman.
Thank God.
He didn't do it in a woke way, though. It's just a normal way.
Yeah.
844-770-3776 is how you get into the show. Carbon's Talking text line. List is more. You can share with us your tornado stories, the communal stories of everyone hanging out. And, those times where you might be out while you're driving and you have to meet in the Target parking lot or McDonald's or Jones Dairy Farm. Like, you can't make it home, and you've kind of gathered together with a bunch of strangers for a natural disaster. Or you can share your 8-year-old fears that Molly Brown apparently carries for all of these. Do you know that houses don't go up and you don't end up in the Wizard of Oz?
Okay, nope, you don't know that, because I feel like I read a story about a couple that was like sleeping through a tornado and then their mattress ended up in a tree. It could happen. Yes.
Most stories I've heard that people have gone through tornadoes have been like the windows blow out. It is so loud. It is
apparently it sounds like a train.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
That's what I've heard. I have not heard a lot of it's a twister, and you get spun up in the air.
You don't know. You don't know. Ask Matt, you have a friend who does storm chasing. He has videos of tornadoes that he does. You should ask him these important questions.
Yeah, have you ever seen an entire house floating in the tornado?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like pieces of houses and things like when I was actually just talking to my wife about this. It was 2 years ago coming back from camping. I was doing an event I think it was like Boys and Girls Club with our friends at Carb World Health. And on my way back, back to the campsite at Blue Mound, I was driving, and it was storming. It was really windy. Luckily, we had a camper, so I wasn't too worried where they at. And all of a sudden, I see what do you call this? The trampoline.
Yeah.
Blowing across the.
That's crazy.
Whatever the road you take out to Dodgeville or whatever. Just
And what happens if you get hit with that trampoline?
I don't know. Thankfully, I had my big blue truck from Simon Chevy in Mount Horeb, so I was able to slow down and let it go by and then keep on going. Keep my eyes peeled for God knows what was next coming that way.
More trampolines.
Right, exactly. Molly, you got some good energy today. I'm assuming that you consumed some ZOA.
I had the frosted grape flavor on my way here, you guys, because I didn't realize that it was like country roads to get here. So I was like, I need the energy just to stay awake.
Did you sing some John Denver on the way?
I did not. Country roads. No, I didn't. But no, you guys know that I love my ZOA Energy. If you want to find some ZOA for yourself, head over to zoaenergy.com to find where you can pick some up. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
So then they have to text the person, and she goes, yeah, I know, like, she makes them, like, with ginger specifically. I'm like, that must be what it is. It's ginger.
Gotta be ginger.
It's ginger. Because I'm like...
Hold that Benadryl. I'm fine.
Those were just ginger cloves. Those weren't nuts.
Yeah, ginger clove. That's a thing.
Yes.
That's real.
Clearly. Obviously.
It's not. No such thing as a clove of ginger.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to zoaenergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until July 30th. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 29th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third down.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in July 29th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Brewers Baseball Academy, presented by Fleet Farm, returns to cities this summer for its 13th year. Kids ages 6 to 14 are invited for a week of instruction and fun, plus a VIP day at American Family Field. Space is limited. Don't miss out. Visit brewers.com/camps for details.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Jim Rutledge here from Jim, Matt, and Molly. Join myself, gold medalist Matt Hamilton, and Molly Brown live from Monk's in Middleton on Thursday, July 24th. Monk's Bar and Grill is known throughout the Midwest as the place to go for a great burger and friendly service since 1947. Plus, they have plenty of ice-cold Coors Light, because when the mountains are blue, you know what to do. Say it with me.
Come out and crush a Coors Light and enjoy the show with me, Jim, Matt, and Molly, live from Monks in Middleton, Thursday, July 24th.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
A 99-cent heart attack. I got a pounding head and an aching back, and the camel's buried in a big straw stack. I'm gonna live where the green grass grows, watching my corn pop up in rows. Every night.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from Jones Dairy Farm. We're at their market here in Fort Atkinson. And now, Matt, we've gotten hooked up with some ice cream here. Because we did talk about it. It's such a great place to bring your family. Molly, you brought that up as well. Mm-hmm. They have some Cedar Crest ice cream you can get here. We talked about the fresh meats you can get here, exclusively here, along with a lot of the frozen stuff that, like I said, we buy it all the time at the Costco, the pork sausages and the Canadian bacon. But there was extra things here we didn't even know that they sold. Here, so I'm bringing back a ton. You're bringing back a ton. Now Matt is too, and we have some ice cream as well.
Just leave me out of this.
Yeah, no.
You guys just wait until you get to the espresso beans in there. So good.
Here's the best part, Molly. This is all you. This segment's all you now because
amazing.
I'm having ice cream too. So Molly and Matt, or Molly and Ryan, you guys can figure it out.
Ryan, what are we supposed to talk about?
Molly, since you watched the All-Star game, tell us what you thought of the Miz.
844
the Miz 102.3, you guys.
844-770-3776. Star Wars Talking text line. This is more. There was the All-Star game. The Miz did a good job. I mean, it wasn't like a performance that outside of like in Wisconsin, people are going to be like, oh, remember when Miz showed up at the All-Star game? No, that moment belongs to Kyle Schwarber. But Miz showed like he belonged. When you're rooting for a team, you just want your player to show up. Like, I'm a Cubs fan. Pete Armstrong hit a double, made a play in the outfield, he was mic'd up, had a nice couple quotes. I was good with it. Are you distracted by Matt licking his ice cream?
Yes.
Well, in a minute, you're going to start talking. Matt and I are both going to be licking over here while you're chatting away.
Okay.
So, Molly, what did you think of The Miz? I want to eat my ice cream. So
is it bad that I didn't watch? I heard about it.
Well, then
I heard he did good. No, you can't actually leave me to do this by myself. Ryan.
Can you talk for a second? Goodness gracious.
Ryan, what did you think about the All-Star game?
I don't know, Molly. I was really waiting for your take. You are the host after all.
Well,
you
know
are
what,
our
Ryan?
baseball expert here.
You know what, Ryan? Actually, I do want to actually talk to you about it because the other day you were concerned about the drama that was centering around. Oh, my God.
Continue
These
with
two.
yourself there, Molly.
Are you children? I mean, I know the ice cream is
clearly.
just delicious. But, Ryan, I know that you were concerned about the drama that was centered around The Miz going into this whole thing, just everybody questioning whether he actually deserved to be in the All-Star game, having only 5 starts this season. Do you feel better? Because I know you were worried that, like, hey, maybe this negative drama is going to negatively affect his performance moving forward. But, like, after you saw the way that he essentially responded last night by, like, throwing at 102.3 and, I mean, from the things that I've seen, crushing it, like, do you feel fine about everything that happened now? Do you still feel good moving forward for the rest of the season? Where are you at?
So I guess looking back on it, I didn't necessarily feel bad about all the criticism that was coming out about his inclusion in the All-Star game. It was more the idea that, like, I just didn't feel like there was going to be any sort of positive outcome for all of this, him being in the game, and then based off his performance last night. Like, as a pitcher, starting pitcher even, all you do is pitch one inning, and unless it's, like, the greatest inning of all time, and there's really, like Jim said, like, nobody's going to be writing home about that necessarily. Now, he did, like you said, throw some fast pitches. 9 of his 18 pitches were over 100 miles per hour. He actually became the first pitcher since Aroldis Chapman in 2013 to have that many pitches over 100 miles per hour in an All-Star game. Second pitcher all time. So he's throwing heat, but it was all
wild that Chapman's still playing on the side.
That too. That is also crazy. But it's also just like he does that in all of his outings anyways. I don't know if like him doing that in the All-Star game felt special to me, and that because of that, it just felt like all the drama, all the talk leading up to it, it did kind of fall flat a little bit. Just because like there's nothing he was ever going to do in the actual game that was going to match.
I mean,
the
it's
amount
hard
of
when he's only pitching for one.
Well,
inning.
here's what he could have done.
Exactly.
I texted my brother this. If he had struck out the side, we're talking about it.
And
I was going to say, how many strikeouts did he have?
0.
Oh.
So he had 3 flyouts and he gave up 1 ground ground ball hit. So it was a good. I mean, it was a fine outing. It was just. It's nothing remarkable, like Jim said. And it's really hard, even in like any All-Star game, for a player to have anything great happen in the one inning or the one at-bat they might get. Like, it's pretty rare that anyone does something that memorable, which is why, like, all the narrative, all the talk leading up to it, felt like it was always just going to outweigh whatever he did in the game. And that's why it felt like all that negativity was going to not be worth the positivity that would come out of it. Matt shakes his head, even though I'm pretty sure he didn't watch the All-Star game last night either.
Yeah, but he's got his box score in front of him. He's
Exactly.
Ready to tell you, He's ready to tell you a box score story.
No. Here, this is a story.
Put your mic in front of your face.
That too.
I was busy eating ice cream, Jim, of
Matt,
course.
the trick is to flip it up. If you pull it to the side, then you get distracted. You forget to put it back.
Well,
if you flip it up, it's very obvious it's up.
Thank you. I appreciate the radio tip. So
I've only been doing it a couple of years. It's
yeah,
fine.
it is fine. So, Ryan, you say, first of all, I think you were more worried about the negative than publicity than you're letting on right now.
At the time, I was trying to make the point that it just didn't feel like it was going to be worth it at the very end. So I'm not so sure if it's going to have this horrible negative impact on his career going forward.
So you're absolutely right. There could have been some negative to this if he went out there and didn't perform. But he pitched well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is the biggest stage he's ever pitched on. And I know it's not the same as like a regular MLB game, but there's probably more eyes on that game than he's ever had watching. Maybe the Skeens game.
That or
The
even
Kershaw
against the
game.
Dodgers
last
week.
Here's the All-Star game. It's different. Like there is eyes. Casual fans are watching here as well as your regular hometown fans. So this was a chance for the Miz to perform on a level to a new audience that hasn't seen him perform before, and he had a good outing. And this
didn't do anything that they're going to.
No, but this is something. If you're out there and doing it on a level like this for your first time, it's nice that he got his feet wet in front of a new audience right now, even if it was just one inning and only 16 pitches. It's better to feel that now than to experience it for the first time in the postseason.
See, I get what you're saying, but I'm going to strongly disagree because I think Skeens and Kershaw were closer to postseason experience. Now, for exposure.
It's
but-
kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but for the actual, if you're a pitcher and you're feeling it, your home stadium filled up twice, and you're going against one ace you probably grew up cheering for, Clayton Kershaw, and then another ace you had an opportunity to play with in Pittsburgh, and you're going to be compared to, at LSU, you're going to be compared to for the rest of your life. The fact that he showed up big in both of those games, to me, like, again, I didn't play in athletic things, but, like, those were massive, sold-out home games. He could have been overwhelmed in those situations. That, to me, is more impressive than what he did. Now, he could have exposed
These are different
himself-
types of, like, pressure situations.
It is an exhibition. Like, I guess my point is, all these guys know, and the vibe around it when you watch it ahead of time, it's very familiar. Kids are around, fans are around. So, like, it's one of those things where it is an all-star game. It's exhibition. It's all like at a 70% sort of governor there.
Right.
Nobody's going full, like, this is a full-on baseball game sort of thing.
I mean, but you're still aware people are watching.
Yeah, but I just think the other games are more. I guess I would have been surprised if he wilted in the moment because the other two games were bigger.
Those were bigger games. This is a different moment, different feeling. Because I've played celebrity events for curling, and this is my only comparison to draw. And so,
That's what I was going to ask.
Roll with me here.
Mm-hmm.
You still don't want to miss. Like, you still don't want to not perform. So, like, I get, like, you're casually moving around, but when a ball is hit towards you, you better believe every guy in the outfield was on his horse trying to catch it. Like, there is, and when he's on the mound, he's not holding anything back. He's not throwing sub 100 when so he's still going out there with the full intent of, I am performing right now. So, like, I get the vibe is 70%, but when these guys have their chance, they are 100% in game mode.
Yeah, it's like something, not as big as Pittsburgh, not as big as the Dodger game, but bigger than
totally
a random other game.
A fairly unique.
There's a lot of casual fans watching.
Yeah, a fairly unique experience in the sense that, you're having more casual fans watching.
So I did not get an answer yet.
But he did not impact his casual fans did not come away with a story about him.
Which is perfect.
Well, I mean
it could have been good. Like, that would have been obviously the ideal
struck out
world,
the
but
side,
it's
he
better
would
than
be the
getting
story.
shelled and pulled.
Yeah, no.
Right? Because
Totally.
then you'd have a story.
Yeah.
So he was able to at least tread water, got a little bit more experience in playing in a high-profile game. Maybe not a bigger game, but it's probably one of the more high-profile games he's played in his career so far. this to me it's more reassuring for the Miz going forward than anything. Even more than this was a nothing burger, and your take that it could be negative. Like,
I didn't think it'd be negative.
You're eating crow, Ryan, while I'm eating espresso flavored ice cream.
That's very true.
Your ice cream's about to drip. What were you going to say, Ryan?
I was going to say I didn't get an answer of how much of the game Matt watched and how much of Miz's outing he was actually tuned in for.
The highlight clips took about 7 minutes to watch, so that's how much of the game.
That's a lot of highlights. 7 more minutes than I watched.
I watched all of them. Right,
Wait,
I had to watch Schwarber hit the home run at the end. Like, we went through the whole shebang.
Okay, to me that is far weirder than sitting down and watching an entire All-Star game. Is watching the highlights of an All-Star game.
Why? If he didn't want to watch it, he's in a.
So,
what do you
Ryan,
mean? He's just scrolling on socials.
What is the biggest, and I believe it was him that did this, what is the biggest Mizorowski story that I saw on the internet from him?
Oh, the Pokemon inside his jacket.
That was dope.
Right.
What? What are you guys talking about?
He had like a Pokemon
Not as
print
cool
inside
as,
his jacket.
Was it McGill who
Yes,
had the
I heard about
Euchre
that.
one? That was cooler.
That was great. And
that was Peralta had
Yep.
the Euchre.
Oh, Peralta had it? Okay.
No, Peralta did like the stand up to cancer thing
Correct.
for
Yes.
Uke, and then McGill had the jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Miguel had the same thing as what Miz had, where he had on the inside lining of his jacket, he had a memory to Uke.
Yes.
Whereas then the Miz, being 23 years old, had a Pokemon embroidered on the inside of his suit on the left-hand side, which, as a fellow, Gen whatever, I thought that was pretty cool.
Was it Lucario?
It wasn't,
I'm looking it up.
It wasn't Lucario. It was a different one. It was one from like the third generation Pokemon.
Yeah, I know,
though.
which don't really
actually,
count as real Pokemon in my
Jim from
eyes.
Madison chimes in. I am curious, and maybe Ryan, you could pull the ratings because I don't want to. But he did say if the All-Star game is more than your typical game, then how come 2/3 of the hosts today did not watch it?
I mean, it's fact, but it's baseball, so like.
So I wonder
why
what
would
the
I
ratings
watch it?
were because I think All-Star games in general are just not consumed like they used to be.
I mean, yeah, like Pro Bowl, NFL, bleh. NBA, bleh. Hockey was probably the best one, right? This past year. What
Hockey's
other ones
pretty
are
good.
there?
I still enjoy the NBA one, but
the NBA's just,
the hockey might be the
The
best.
NBA, they just don't care anymore.
Maybe this year they'll fix it because it's Americans versus European players or whatever. So,
But I definitely watched it this last year.
They've all kind of All-Star games. I think used to carry so much more weight. And you could chime in 844-770-3776. Did you watch the MLB All-Star game?
Ryan, how much did you watch?
That's Carbon Talk text line. List is more. That's a Siding Unlimited poll question. We'll just ask you on the air here. We only got a couple more minutes before we got to get to a minute to win it. But I think it's hard because you're only watching. You only really care about your player. Baseball's so regional.
Well, when baseball used to have the home field advantage for the World Series.
I don't think that was it. I think baseball just in general has become. I should say. I
still thought it was cool.
It's become so much more regional.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty maligned. Most people hated that. The fact that I hated it too. The fact that
Right, because you could have a better record. Yeah. Your team could have a better record
but
and not have
in
home
general,
field advantage.
Baseball, and this goes back to why Miz was playing, baseball has lost its national appeal. It doesn't have the same national appeal it had. It's far more regionalized. Most people now they care about, if you're a Brewers fan, you care about the Brewers. And then you care about whoever's coming to town. The Cubs fan, you care about the Cubs. It really is, it may be your major rival like the Cardinals or the Twins for the Brewers or whoever their rival is. So, in that sort of case, it's one of those things where the All-Star games, in baseball specifically, because it's become so regionalized, you just care less. That you might know Ohtani and Judge, but how many baseball players could you quickly list that are unquestioned stars?
Ryan, do not make this the minute to win it, please.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I could Google a quick list, but that'd be really rude.
So
to not
Eric in
knowledge.
Green Bay chimes in. McGill had just a bit outside from Uke in Major League. So they've become more and more exhibition. I'm fine with that too, but I do wonder the actual weight that are put on these games. They're just not what they used to be when I was a kid, and probably even you, Matt. I don't know if they were even popular when you were younger.
I was born in '97. You tell
4
me.
Years ago. That you were a youngster
Amazing.
watching the MLB
I am
All-Star
flattered.
game.
These hydrofacials at Carbon are working.
They absolutely are. All right. Okay. You two got to go, though, because we got a minute to win it coming up here. So
Happily.
They're going to take off their mics. We're at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. All right. Are the speakers turned down? I guess the speakers are turned down as well. So, Matt, go ahead and give the audience the question.
So, Matt, who am I?
I'm sorry, Ryan. Sorry.
Come on.
I got a lot of things going on here. Honestly,
True.
what I wanted to do, we won't do it, is ask him the flavors of ice cream here besides
For
the express one we got.
science?
Besides.
Besides
the one that we got.
I thought you were saying for science, could I try some more ice cream?
No,
By the
no,
way,
no.
are you going to eat the cone or are you just going to hold it in your hand?
There's
the whole
ice cream
time?
in it, so I'm going to get to it in a minute. But we'll get a minute to when it's set up first.
I thought this was going to be a weird thing where you're like somebody eats pizza but doesn't eat the crust.
No,
like,
I'm very excited to get to this cone. I ate it down enough so then I can let it can kind of melt in here and not be a mess.
Perfect. Well, I want to keep you waiting because it's going to take me a minute to set up, a minute to win it. Because earlier this morning, we were talking about how it feels like the Packers don't have a ton of drama going into the season surrounding training camp.
Yeah.
So I tried to think of what's the most dramatic thing you can do in an offseason.
Yeah.
And that's either changing head coach or quarterback. So today's list is the 12 NFL teams who have officially changed their starting quarterback or head coach this offseason.
Ooh. Alrighty. I don't like their chances on this.
I don't think it's that. I think this should be fairly easy. I mean, there's a lot in the division. You got to remember.
That's fair. Okay. All right. So then let's go. They're going to get mad.
So they only have 1 minute.
How many are there? I'm sorry.
So it's 12 total.
7.5.
7.5?
Out of 12? Like that's.
They
just
only have
over
a
half.
minute. They only have a minute.
Yeah, but it's just a little over half.
Okay. All right. 7.5.
Because 6.5 would be kind of setting the line at half.
Yeah.
And so we're going a little over half.
Okay. All right. I like it.
We'll go 7.5. All right. What callers are we doing?
All right. Well, Miz, 9 of his 18 pitches were over 100 miles per hour. Let's go caller number 9, caller number 18.
All right. Caller number 9 and caller number 18. You're going to win at least a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood Smokehouse. It might even be a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood Smokehouse. 844-770-3776. Caller number 9. I'm sorry. What numbers?
9 and 18.
No, 9 and 18. Okay. I thought the caller number 9 and caller number 18. 844-770-3776. Caller number 9 and caller number 18. You're going to get at least a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood Smokehouse. It might even be a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood Smokehouse. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly live from Jones Dairy Farm.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. 10 years ago, Wisconsin basketball handed Kentucky its only loss of the season en route to the 2015 national title game. Frank Kaminsky sharing Devin Booker's feelings years after the Final Four upset when the two played in the NBA.
When I signed in Phoenix, I had never really talked to him outside of this. He just looked at me and goes, "I'm not over it." And I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Made Him Believe, now available on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel and on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by July 31st at PellaWI.com.
Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. In fact, we are Wisconsin's only Pella Platinum Premier Certified Contractor, and we've won Pella's prestigious National Contractor of the Year award 5 times. It's easy to get started. The process starts with homeowners meeting us at Siding Unlimited's amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
She was sweet until she met jalapenos. Introducing Pizza Hut's new Spicy Hawaiian Lovers Pizza, part of the $12.99 Hut Lovers line from Pizza Hut. Get one of their 4 large topping-packed pizzas. Meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, veggie lovers, and the new Spicy Hawaiian. Just $12.99 each for a limited time only. Head to one of their locations or order online on the Pizza Hut app before it's gone. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Additional charge for extra toppings, pan, stuffed crust, and extra cheese.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Clinky Cleaner CFO, Sean Young.
The local part is what's key for us. Madison is a local community, and that's what I look at with James Imaging. When I talk to our account rep, he's local.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and great people.
I'd say the people at James Imaging are top of the line for us. And they know us, we know them. They take the time to listen to us when we have questions. They make it easy.
And Sean Clinky Cleaners makes it easy for their customers, too.
Yes, at Clinky's, we need to be the expert in the field. We want to make life easier for them, and that's what James Imaging does for us.
Sean, any advice for others?
I would say give James Imaging a call. They've been great to us.
James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Madison School and Community Recreation's For Friends golf outing is Wednesday, July 23rd at the Oaks Golf Course. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Since 2003, the Friends of MSCR has raised over $630,000 to fund new programming, equipment, fee assistance, staff development, and more. You can support accessible recreation in Madison through sponsorship or by signing up for a foursome. Head to birdease.com/MSCR for more information and to register. That's BIRDEASE.com/MSCR.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, it's over, I'm circling these boxes, grabbing a brand, man, this hunger. I'm feeling something rotten, feeling kind of tilted, and I'm pouring out the truth. Just fading out these talkers, cause now all I want is you. I'm saying, come over here, sit next to me.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge. We both had ice cream served to us by Philip, the CEO of Jones here. Like that, what kind of place is that where you get ice cream served to you by the man in charge?
Yeah, I mean, I could tell it was perfectly scooped on. You know what I mean?
And now I believe he had some grandkids coming in. He's scooping out ice cream from them. I mean, that's such a cool little touch here at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Molly Brown already had ice cream earlier, so she did not have ice cream with us. But we're all at Jones Dairy Farm. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. As I said earlier, I spent the first 10 years of my life here in Fort Atkinson and definitely was at the Jones Dairy Farm Jones Park across the street, and went to Purdy Elementary and lived just over on Eric Street, a couple blocks from here. So, and I was talking to Philip, and small world, some connections. There's a bar here, Beanfang's Bar, good friend of my parents, Dave Beanfang. Like, that bar's been around since before I was born. So Beanfang. Like, it's got like a B on the thing, but his last name is Beanfang.
Like teeth on a bean?
Yeah, but I mean, like a, yeah, but that's.
Oh, yeah, but no, I'm just trying to, like, I mean, awesome last name.
Yeah, but there is a B on the bar, actually, right outside of it. So they did kind of lean into it a little bit. But this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are going to play Minute to Win It here, brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. I know our good friend Ken has said that they get some bacon and some food from Jones Dairy Farm. So nice tie in there. But then also we're going to give away we have two callers. One's going to win 25, one's going to 50 based on the over-under. We're going to get to the category in a second. But there's three great locations, one in Madison, one in Verona, one in DeForest. Whether you dine in, you carry out, you have deliver, or you cater, it's all going to be fantastic at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. All right, let's get Minute to Win It.
Will they beat the odds?
I say everything with pure confidence, whether I think I'm totally right or not.
Or crumble under pressure?
I legitimately know one of these. I legitimately have one.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
Molly's favorite thing is the Minute to Win It Open, right?
I mean, I love laughing at them.
It is funny.
Regardless.
Which is, it's funny because my favorite one is what Matt missed. So Matt's like, maybe.
So, I start with obviously, and then go to maybe, and then
True wordsmith, Matt Hamilton. Well, guys, Molly was a bit of a wordsmith in our group chat earlier today, saying, feels like the Packers don't have a ton of drama going into this training camp, bringing up a great question. So it made me think, like, what are the teams that do have some obvious drama? And the most obvious drama I could think of is any team that's made a change at head coach or quarterback in an offseason.
Oh, my gosh.
So, guys, there are 12 NFL teams who have either changed their quarterback and or head coach this offseason. That is today's category, a minute to win it.
They don't have to have changed both. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
One or the
Some
other.
may have done both.
Exactly. And head coach and or quarterback.
I've got a couple.
All right, guys.
We're gonna be good.
Go.
Your timer starts now.
Bears.
The Chicago Bears on the list. Head coach,
Jets.
Ben Johnson. The Jets, coach and quarterback.
Steelers.
The Steelers with Aaron Rodgers.
The Giants.
The Giants there with Jackson Dart and or Russell Wilson.
Don't say about Jameis.
Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings, they have J.J. McCarthy coming in.
The Patriots.
The Patriots, Braves out in New England again.
Did Jacksonville get a new coach, or did they just get a new offensive coordinator? Coach? Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Liam Cohen is now in Duval.
The Raiders.
The Raiders, head coach and quarterback, bringing in Pete Carroll and Geno
Seahawks.
Smith. The Seahawks with Sam Darnold, former Vikings quarterback.
Now we're
Chargers,
starting
not
to get
Rams.
stuck. Yeah. Would the Falcons count? Penix started the last couple games.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Okay.
No, that doesn't count. No,
they're rolling the same quarterback.
Okay. I think I got one now.
Carolina. No, not Carolina.
Incorrect.
Colts.
The Colts I did not include because they brought in Daniel Jones, but he's definitely not the clear starter.
Okay, wait. Can I just ask this one? This you can choose if this one counts. The Browns, because they have about 6 quarterbacks on their roster right now.
Yeah.
You guys are over anyways. So
We crushed.
We set it at 7.5.
Cooking at Jones Dairy Farm.
Yeah, you guys got all but 3 of them, so you got 9 on the list.
You guys should have been insulted because we were worried 7.5 was too high.
Yeah.
That was an easy category.
Yeah,
We
nailed it. We nailed it.
Yeah.
Bring over some hot dogs because we're cooking over here.
Okay, Matt. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a Matt Hamilton hot dog cooking, but guys, you got pretty much everyone on the list. You got the Vikings, Steelers, Seahawks, and Giants as teams making just the quarterback change. The last one you forgot about, who had the first overall pick, and who did they take?
The
Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
Titans taking Cam Ward,
Good
so
call.
that'll be a new head coach or new quarterback as well.
Mr. Mayo is out. Will Levis.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Is he just riding the bench now? Is another team going to pick him up? I mean,
He's still on the Titans.
Well,
so
there's 2 more, right?
there's actually, yes, there are 2 more on this list. The Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer.
I forgot about that. That
That
feels
is-
like 10 years ago.
That is the most forgettable move of the offseason.
Watch them go win like 12. I don't think they will, but like watch that happen with
Horrible last name. Sorry.
Schottenheimer?
Yeah.
That's it. That's a Hall of Fame last name in the NFL.
Sounds like what is it called? When you
Schadenfreude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Worth pointing out, like Schottenheimer's like NFL royalty.
That's fair. It's just a terrible last name.
All right. Kate Brown. Anyways.
I can't think of the
Not
last
a great
one.
last name.
I
You're
can't think
right.
of the last one. I've been
Wollersheim
trying.
is a lot better.
Thank you. The last one, guys, is a team that made a change at starting quarterback and head coach. Southern Division.
Saints?
The New Orleans Saints. There you go.
Oh, yeah, because Dennis Allen's the D coordinator
Yep.
for the Bears.
Who's their new head coach?
Who's their quarterback?
Oh, their coach is Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, correct.
Yeah, their quarterback is
TBD.
Bob Smith.
It is Tyler
You
Shook.
can tell me and I would believe that, honestly.
Their starting quarterback is Tyler Shook / Jay Kaner / Spencer Rattler.
There's
about
going to be
Shook.
a minimum of 4 quarterbacks who start games for the Saints this year.
All right, ready? So who's going to have more quarterbacks play this year? The Cleveland Browns?
Or the Saints?
Or the New Orleans Saints?
Actually, I'm going to go with Saints.
Saints.
I think the Browns have someone that can go win it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shador's going to take over and just never give the job
I think
back.
he takes over at game 4, week 4.
Who starts week 1 for the Browns? Flacco?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we see Dylan Gabriel at any point? Badger killer?
He can't see over the lines. No.
It's true.
It's
It's going to be a great head coach one day.
This is Jim Matt and Molly presented by Coors Light.
Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them over at ridgetopexteriors.com. While the MLB All-Star Game was last night, and those who watched saw two Brewers pitchers deliver in their All-Star Game debuts, closer Trevor McGill checked in with 2 outs in the 7th and retired the only batter he faced. Then the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, pitched a scoreless 8th inning, and after being named an All-Star with a record-low 5 career games, the Miz made some more history, throwing 9 of his 18 pitches over 100 miles per hour. That's the second most a pitcher has ever thrown in an All-Star Game since tracking began 18 seasons ago. The Brewers All-Star break continues throughout the week until Friday night when they resume play against the NL leading Dodgers out in LA, though they will be without Sal Frelick, who earlier today was confirmed he has a grade 1 hamstring and is going to be heading to the IR, could be heading to the IL, depending on the team's decision. Head over to ESPN.com to read more about that. And then we're exactly 1 day away from the start of Packers training camp. Stay up to date with all your green and gold news over at ESPN.com. Packers reporter Rob Domofsky.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
One, like, cook-off. Like, with any of the chefs in the Madison area.
I think it would be a fair
contest.
contest.
You think way too much of yourself.
It was the nastiest looking hot dog I think I've ever seen in my life. It was like beige with like mustard squirted like in random spots.
It is like a Jackson Pollock painting with the mustard just all over the place. Matt claims to be an Olympic athlete, and he can't properly squeeze out mustard in a straight line.
Yeah, no, not great.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power. We are at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app and see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. By us, I mean Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Wollersheim back at the Everlight Solar Studio. You get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbos Talking text line. List is more. We are still soliciting your, I guess, communal disaster or tornado stories.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Molly here at Jones Dairy Farm, they had to go into the basement with everyone here who was shopping and working here at Jones Dairy Farm. It was a fine communal experience. Everyone stepped up. Mm-hmm. And so if you have an experience like that, go ahead and share it with us, 844-770-3776. That's how you get into the show on the Carbos Talking text line. We talked about The Miz. I would call his performance in the All-Star game basically no harm, no foul. Like, he went in there, he pitched, he threw it fast. He wasn't the story, good or bad. That would be Kyle Schwarber as the storyline from the game. And I think realistically that's all you really want out of the All-Star game. We are turning towards the second half of the season. We've passed the halfway point, but it always feels like the All-Star game is one of those lines of demarcation in baseball. Sal Frelick, little update on him, and Ryan, jump in if I'm wrong on this, but he's got a hamstring issue. It doesn't seem major, so he's kind of TBD. They don't want to put him on the injured list, but if it gets a little bit closer to the Dodger game, which is coming up in a couple days here on ESPN Madison, then they might end up having to put him on the 15-day, they can do it retroactively, DL, but otherwise he will hopefully be able to play in that first series.
Yeah, it would most likely be coming sometime tomorrow. We'd find out whether or not he'll be on the IL, and it seems like it hopefully should be a short stint for Sal. It is still the summer of Sal. We can't be losing him from the Brewers outfield.
Yeah,
Summer Sal.
The Brewers
Summer
outfield
Sal.
is kind of thin. I mean, Garrett Mitchell's already out.
Mhm.
I don't know what you think about the Jackson Churio's turned it around a little bit. Yelich doesn't play the outfield as DH, so you can't really count him as an outfielder. You need an actual body out there to play the field. Again, if you're wondering why he wasn't an All-Star, it's the same reason that Seiya Suzuki, who had more home runs and more RBI for the Cubs, wasn't an All-Star. It's just a bat. And so you're going to put guys out there who can play the field, all things considered. That's where you go back to that WAR, where like Churio, PCA, Kyle Tucker all have higher WARs than Yelich because Yelich does one thing. WAR is good for everything. In this case here, primetime WAR shine. But the Brewers the rest of the way, and Pablo Iglesias looked it up a little bit earlier, and the Brewers have the 7th most difficult schedule the rest of the way, which implies the inverse, that they had a pretty easy schedule coming into the All-Star break. They are 1 game behind the Cubs for first place. They are 500 on the road, which means they are, what was the number, 14 games above 500?
16.
At home. What's it?
16.
16 games above 500 at home. The run differential isn't great, but it's obviously over the last 2 months been way better. And then you have the Cubs, just for comparison, because they are obviously competing for the top division. The Cubs have one of the toughest schedules in all of Major League Baseball in the first half of the season. They've been in first place for over 100 days, and they have the 27th easiest schedule the rest of the way. Now, I think more than schedule is going to be 2 different things, and you can chime in on this 844-770-3776. This will post a siding limited poll question. I'm going to do on the side here. What's going to be the biggest factor for the Brewers' postseason chances? Difficult schedule, injuries, or trades? And that trades can be a little ambiguous of the Brewers. Are they going to trade away Freddie Peralta? Are they going to trade for someone who's not that much of an impact? And could the Cardinals go make a move? Could the Cubs go make a move? And the Brewers get left in the dust because those other teams go make moves like real Major League Baseball organizations to try to go win? Do the Brewers kind of try to split the difference there and go, all right, we'll go get a cheap bat and try to hopefully say we did a little something to try to win and not sell Freddie Peralta at the deadline? Injuries would be a major one. I don't want to say any names. So, but could a pitcher's one you're going to guess on? But we talked about Sal Frelick coming in here with the hamstring as well. We don't know what Vaughn's going to be, but still missing Hoskins through basically through August will probably end up hurting them. And then obviously the schedule. So 844-770-3776. Carl's Talking text line. List is more. Our siding limited poll question: what's going to affect the Brewers' postseason chances the most after the All-Star break? Injuries, trades, or schedule?
How many more games do they have this season? How many games in are we? What?
No idea. They have
it's like 60 or 70.
They're past the halfway point.
Yeah.
I believe they're right around 90, so I think they should have just under 70, I want to say, left.
Good Lord. That's a lot of games. I'm just thinking about, like, how many – so what? Most –
They've got 96 games in already.
Most series –
So it's 77 more?
So most games are what? A 3-game series typically?
76 more.
76 more. All right. Well, yes, most are 3-game series. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm just wondering in terms of baseball, like how much does playing on the road impact you in baseball?
Well,
like,
the Brewers are 16 games above 500 at home and 500 on the road. It's got a pretty heavy
It's
impact.
a 16-game difference.
Okay, sassy.
Yeah, I don't know what the WAR is, but it's a 16-game difference after 96 games.
Tell me what the whip is.
Well, I'll tell you what. The WAR, it's 16 games better than playing at away from.
Well, I just feel
playing at
like
FM 16 games better than playing away from it.
I mean, I haven't been to a baseball game in a minute now, but like I just feel like baseball is so different in like if the Packers are playing in Minnesota, or if the Packers are playing at Soldier Field in Chicago, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard to go play on the road like that. If the Brewers are playing at Wrigley Field, is it that hard? Like, in terms of stadium environment?
Well, let's forget stadium, but there's
I would
more
think
to
more
this.
about the travel, the fact that you're hanging out in a hotel room instead of your house.
But you're a
between
baseball player.
games.
You're used to it.
But
you play 162 games a year.
I
You're
promise
used
you,
to it.
you are not going to sleep as well in a hotel bed as you will your own bed at home. As somebody who spends like 100 nights a year on the road, I can.
You spend 100 nights on the road?
Roughly.
Interesting.
Depends on the year. Like this
Okay.
Olympic year coming up,
Right,
I
you're gonna
will
be crazy.
definitely be
All
like
right.
close to 120.
The
Okay.
Blue Jays and the Yankees and the Red Sox, some of the top teams in baseball out of the American League East. My computer's loading up slow, so I can't get to other teams. They're all below 500 on the away from home. Every single one of them.
I guess I've never thought about baseball and, like, being
Just think about
difficult
all the
on the road.
other things. Like it's not as easy to figure your food out. Like I know these guys probably have trainers and dietitians and people that go with them to supply food and stuff like that. But like it's one extra thing you've got to think about when you're out on the road. When you're at the home stadium, you stay at your house. You go to the stadium. Whatever food you might need is there. It's prepared by the organization. You
Fair.
can go through your classic warm-up routine because you know you have all the equipment. You've got the space. You've got the people to work with you. Like, you're not traveling with everybody. The locker rooms are definitely smaller. They intentionally give locker rooms to the away teams that are not as comfortable.
let's not. Again, that's less of a thing now in newer stadiums. So, like,
Well, I'm sure, but
I mean, I think
it's
there's
still
still
not as nice as your home.
You're right, they are. Yes,
locker room.
yes.
So
It's
that's
not
what I'm
like
getting
college,
at.
but, like, you're getting a little bit extreme. Like, it's not like college football. College football, they will put you in like a dump.
A pink
But
locker
now,
room.
Major League
That's
like,
old.
professional teams, it's not the dregs. But college
Right.
football, it's a real thing. Baseball, you're right. It's not your. It's
not
still
yours.
Your home
It's not your
setup,
comfortable
but
space.
It's not
Yeah.
like anything.
It's
extra
just,
bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just I think just the unfamiliarity with every different location you go to because like when we look at home and away, we kind of lump all the away games into away. It's like, no, you're 3 games in one location and then it's 3 games at a completely different location. So like that kind of like unfamiliarity and no sort of like real routine can be part of the reason that it's harder to play on the road.
I'm going to run through the rest of the divisions here, but like for an example, I am very curious what the Brewers do. As you talk about a tough schedule, they start out 3 games at the Dodgers, who are incredible at home, and then you have 3 games at Seattle, who are incredible at home. So now you're out west, different time zone. You're right. The stadiums and the atmosphere aren't the difference maker. It's the drag. I mean, we talk about all these games they play. They don't get a lot of days off, so it's really just the full-on drag of what can they handle out there. So looking through, I gave you the AL East, the AL Central, the Detroit Tigers are the best team in baseball, 27-20 over 500. Nobody else
On the road.
On the road. No other team in the AL Central is over 500 on the road. Only the Houston Astros and Seattle Mariners are above 500 on the road. In the West, the NL East, nobody's above 500. The Cubs are 4 games above 500 on the road. And then out West, the Dodgers are 3 games above 500 on the road.
That's crazy.
So, you're right. I mean, it's not like football, this whole atmosphere, but I think it just has to do with the overall grind of the travel. You're right. Going down to Chicago might not be hard, or Chicago coming up to Milwaukee, but what did they do before that? Like, is Chicago coming from Cincinnati, and then they won't get a chance to stop at home?
Coast to coast and all that
yeah,
stuff.
and then
Totally.
they do a good job of scheduling it all, but, like, to Matt's point, I think the heaviest thing is you're not sleeping in your own bed. Usually, you've heard the term getaway days, so a lot of times you throw away a game. Or like the Brewers, I guarantee, like the last game against, I guarantee against either Seattle or the Dodgers, they're going to have a game where it's just a garbage lineup because they want to play their backups because they call it a getaway game because they might have to get out and fly somewhere else, and so they want to give all their their best players rest as much as they can, so that those players can just be ready to go on the plane and get out of Dodge. And sometimes you almost have to punt the game on a road trip because you're like, you know what, we want to give these guys rest.
They play
need a break.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then immediately go to the Mariners Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then have to be playing the Marlins, I believe, at home. But they have to get back to Milwaukee in one day.
So, like, let's
off.
say best case scenario. Let's say the Brewers win the first 2 games against Seattle. I guarantee you're going to see a poo-poo Platinum roster out there on that last day. It could, and, even if they win 1. Now, if they lost the first 2 Seattle, let's say having a bad road series, then they just have to roll their guys out there.
Right.
But if they have any sort of ability to not give away a game, But if they
we won the series.
Yes, but if there's getaway games where you're just like, all right, we're just going to play some of our younger players and get out.
Yeah.
You should just eliminate some games then.
I mean, 163,
162.
162 games is a lot.
It is, and it's a very tight window.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it before. The steroid controversy, what it also covered up was there was basically amphetamine controversy in baseball as well. And it was this whole thing, I've heard a story before, of basically you'd have coffee. They didn't serve decaf, but there was one with had green tape on it and one that didn't. The one with the green tape on it would have some sort of amphetamine in there, because these guys, I mean, think about, it was worse travel back in the day. Think about the 90s or the 80s, and these guys are still playing all these games.
Mm-hmm.
They're not taking private jets, and they're flying all these planes, and they're going place to place to place to place.
Yeah.
Again, that's why people get, or at least I get upset sometimes with the rest days in the NBA. It's like Jordan didn't fly private most of the time. You didn't get cryotherapy. You didn't get to go fly to Europe and get your blood turned in and come back.
Sleep in a hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, these guys have it so much easier, yet they play less. But baseball still grinds it out, and those guys still play. And that's why I think it's travel. It's not the actual stadium or the loud fans. It has, I think, a lot to do with just the actual grind of it.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah.
So
I hope you learned something about away games, Molly.
I mean, I
No, it's a
guess
good
I have some more
question.
For
respect
your
for baseball.
blasphemous comments.
I still don't like baseball, but you can keep trying. Keep trying.
844-770-3776. Our Carbo's Talking text line. That's how you chime in on that. List is more. Our Siding Limited poll question. What's going to affect the Brewers' schedule the most the rest of the way? Is it their schedule? Is it trades? Or is it their actual, or injuries? I'm going to go with, I think it's going to be trades. I'm going to assume they're going to have relative health.
Let's see.
Because I think the schedule is going to be the least difficult part of it, because schedule is just hard to nail down, and later in the year certain teams could be quitting.
I was gonna say,
Other
you don't know where
teams
other
could
teams
be
are.
injured as well and have some of these same
all the same
trades.
factors.
Injuries, I'm just never going to assume. So then I'm looking at it more of I think the Brewers, what they normally do is they go half measures. They're going to do a half measure. I get the feeling, so Jed Hoyer with Chicago, I don't think he's made the playoffs, or he's only done it once as their GM since Theo Epstein left. He's in the last year of his contract. The last 2 years, they've kind of done these half measures. Ownership has given them full permission to go out. They have a stacked farm system, and he's got permission to spend money. I think they're going to go out and make a big splash to make a run for a World Series, because that's what fans are clamoring for after missing the playoffs last 2 years. It's different standards. So now with Milwaukee, I don't think they're going to go all in. I think they're going to go for, we saw it earlier on ESPN, like a Shelby Miller type. I don't think they threw him out there as his starting pitcher. I don't think they need him because they don't need pitching, but I think they're going to find a utility bat or maybe an extra arm. Nothing's going to blow you away. It's going to be like, okay, we added a little depth. I don't think they're going to make a big splash.
We added a little bit just to make you feel better.
Right. But then when you compare that to the Dodgers or the Cubs or Philly, other teams are going to be competing against, that's where I think those other teams will make separation. It's not going to be dramatic. The Brewers, I'd be shocked if they don't make the playoffs.
Right.
But I think they could fall behind as far as in the arms race, and I think that'll be it.
Yeah. I mean,
so Molly, you never gave your vote. I'm going with trades. Molly, what's your vote then?
I just have a hard time believing that they're going to trade at all. If anything, they're going to trade away.
Which is something that would still affect their record, right? So that could go
I just don't know
into
if I could see them getting rid of Peralta, though. But, I mean, I know that there's all the contract and all that stuff going on with him, too. But I'll say Jim talked me into the trade. I could see it.
Okay, so
potentially.
I think that's probably the most likely. But I think what would affect it the most is injury. So, that's the way I'm leaning, where if it does happen, I think that's where you'll get the most drastic difference or style of play or how the Brewers look would come from injury. So that's why I'm voting that way. But this schedule does make sense, and obviously the trade thing totally could make sense, and it's something the Brewers historically do.
So as we head out here, I will say that I won't say their names, but you have an off-injured older player who doesn't play a defense in the outfield.
Who could that be?
That could be one you're maybe worried about. Could miss the different time. Your starting first baseman is already going to be out, most likely all the way through August. Sal Frelick, well, he's already hurt. So Sal Frelick starting up with a hamstring issue. Those are, hopefully that's nothing, but those can be tricky.
Yeah.
And then you have a pitcher who just came back from not pitching over 2 years, who throws very hard, who has the worst injury luck. you have another pitcher who throws incredibly hard, who you're going to rightfully baby, in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And so
keep him safe against your bosom.
You want the long-term. And I don't even fault the Brewers. I don't even fault the Brewers for keeping that arm. Like, that's a long-term investment.
For sure.
It's not. There's no reason to burn it out. As a Cubs fan, I don't think we're beating the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers are still, like, head and shoulders ahead. So if there was a guy, I don't want to burn out a guy if I feel like we got a 20% chance of winning the World
the Brewers
Series.
just swept them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World Series in July.
How many dumb conversations are we going to have where the Brewers are like, oh, we won in the regular season against these teams?
Yeah, exactly. In Matt's logic, if the Dodgers win the World Series, the Brewers swept them earlier this year. Therefore, the Brewers win the World Series.
Current champions. Yeah. Thank you, Molly.
But what on the other end of it, Matt? So, like, Canada, I'm sure, beat you at some other point. So are they the true champions?
I mean, no.
Okay. All right. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Matt, you I don't mean this in a mean way, but you kind of look like your dog.
Moose is a handsome dog. So
beautiful
no
dogs.
offense taken. No offense taken at all.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Ever thought about hitting a golf ball in Camp Randall Stadium? Well, now is your chance. On August 1st and 2nd, you can enjoy a VIP experience while hitting tee shots from the upper deck throughout the stadium down to custom greens on the field below. Start and end your round with great music, cold beers, food, and numerous golf challenges. Event is open to all ages, but hurry because tee times will go fast. Go to upperdeckgolf.com to book a tee time today. That's upperdeckgolf.com.
Clinky Cleaners has been in business for over 65 years, and they've had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for right around 30 years. CFO Sean Young explains why.
Probably the best thing about James Imaging that's worked for us is they're reliable, they're dependent, they always make things easy for us.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and local people who make doing business easy.
They're quick to come whenever we need them, point out lots of simple things for us to try to save us some money and save us time and eliminate headaches.
So Sean, the bottom line of having business technology from James Imaging Systems?
I just appreciate the work that James Imaging has done for us. They're always looking out for our best interests.
James Imaging Systems. Make it easy, save money, eliminate headaches. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bars of the Month. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy the best High Life specials in Madison. Plus, to celebrate our love for dive bars, we'll be giving away a case of Miller High Life to one lucky fan every Thursday. Live the high life with Jim, Matt, and Molly and enjoy the champagne of beer in its natural environment. Like Main Street Lanes, Jerry's Place, Antlers Tavern, and Argus Bar and Grill.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years,
Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from Jones Dairy Farm here in Fort Atkinson. Jim Rutledge alongside Olympic gold medalist Matt Hamilton. Molly Brown with you as well. You can stream us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and the ESPN Wisconsin app. We have bacon in front of us, but we were told we cannot do throwing stones right now.
Yeah.
We cannot have Mark Tauscher on right now either, even though he's supposed to be on at 5:30. We're going to have Mark Tauscher on after this segment, and then we'll do stones because we have to be right on the clock. So we're in segment 2, guys. So this is where we have to be.
Got it.
All right. We have no flexibility. All right. What's going to impact, signing limited poll question, what's going to impact the Brewers' playoff chances the most over the second half of the season? That is our signing limited poll question. You can chime in on the Carbless Talk text line. This is more, 844-770-3776. Is it the schedule, is it trades, or is it injuries? Right now, 68% of you say injuries.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the poll right now so I can vote. So most people are saying injuries. Jim and I said trade. Matt, you said injuries as well, right?
Yes. Because, again, I think the injuries impact the final record more.
Well, what is – I'm just curious. What has been the thing – like, if you ask the same poll question about the last few years for the Milwaukee Brewers, what is the answer? Like, hindsight 2020, what is the
both.
answer?
It's
been injuries.
Trade and injuries. Because, I mean, Hader got traded.
Yeah.
Corbin Burns got traded. We just traded Devin Williams at the trade deadline. Like, this is all stuff that has also
Wasn't
affected.
Devin Williams the one that punched the wall?
That was before the postseason, the year before he got traded.
Okay, so that was injuries.
Oh, that was a couple years ago.
That was a couple years ago. But, yeah, so, like, and then, obviously, the Yelich back issue was a thing. So, like, both have definitely affected the Brewers.
Well, here's how it all ties together. It affects the Brewers because they don't have depth because they don't make trades
Right.
and they don't spend money. So when one guy goes, they don't have someone else. You don't have to spend to the Dodgers level, but we talked about all the players the Dodgers are missing, and they're doing fine. The Cubs have missed their number 1 starter the entire season. The number 2 starters played a month and a half. The number 3 starter has gone 2 months, so they've missed their 1, 2, and 3 starters for more than half of the first half of the season, yet they had spent enough money prior that they had other people to bring up. And that's why they're able to overcome it. So that's part of like the Brewers not spending money. That's where that rears its ugly head because you don't have the depth. So injuries do affect the Brewers, not more than other teams, but more than other teams in the idea that they don't.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody to replace it.
I'm also not saying it's more than other teams either. And I'm
I
also
know
not saying that it doesn't affect the Brewers' playoffs because in the last 7 years, the Brewers have made the playoffs 6 times. So, like, they're still playoff caliber.
Yep.
But it doesn't seem like they're really making strides to go further in the playoffs than they have been. Like,
right,
it's getting to the playoffs was the goal, and now we have an asset that's could get us a lot of prospects and set us up for the future, and they traded away. Now, it hasn't ruined the Brewers, but it definitely is hindering your chances at being that a pennant-hanging team.
This is how it all ties together because you have injuries and they don't backfill with trades. Those two things tie together because you're not deep enough, and then the schedule and the grind.
So
of
you
it,
see the injuries, and you're like, we probably have to trade away because we don't really have much of a shot with the injuries
or
anyway.
we don't bring on enough players, so one guy going down blows the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because you're just built on a house of cards because you don't have that depth built in there. And
well, this house of cards is going to the postseason.
They don't have any money to spend, you guys.
Well, they do.
They have none.
You can spend money like
Joking.
Detroit. We talked about this. Spending money like Detroit, which is one of the best teams in baseball right
and it's
now.
only $30 million, $35 million more.
Yeah. Well, basically going from, I think, 27th to 16th.
That's like
up 10
one
spots.
player.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference.
Yeah.
It was like 108 to 137.
Yeah. And Detroit is, I know it's a big city, but that's not a major baseball market.
How much bigger is Detroit than Milwaukee? Can't be that much bigger.
Look, see, St. Louis is not a major market.
Right.
They spend more than the Brewers. So, like, the Brewers, they definitely market themselves as a small market team for a reason because Mark Antanasio doesn't want to pony up. We'll talk to Mark Tauscher next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Because I'm out on Kelsey.
Clipped Laporta.
I'm out on Kelsey.
You
I don't like
despise Travis Kelce.
I do.
God, if Jim
his
was
hair,
here,
his last name, everything. He would be like, "What? Him and Taylor Swift are great."
if Jim was here, he would just be screaming at the both of you. Right
Literally,
now.
Oh
exactly.
my gosh, he would be losing
This
his
isn't even a
mind.
question.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until July 30th. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buckin' Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buckin' Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
Green Bay Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, Jim Rutledge.
Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer
Matt Hamilton. Help me out. Who is that?
Wisconsin football analyst.
You know what? It feels like Molly's the only one that's being sincere about that. So, Molly, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
Mark Tauscher was at the same location we were at earlier today, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown with you. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Warshine back at the Everlight Solar Studio. And, Mark, I guess the first thing I want to ask you, most importantly, is because I was blown away by some of the products they had here at Jones, whether it's where I normally grocery shop, they didn't have it, or there's some products that are exclusive here. What stood out to you as some products here at the Jones Dairy Farm Market in Fort Atkinson, the birthplace of Jim Rutledge, technically Janesville, though it's not a hospital here. But, what stood out to you here?
Just wait a second. You were born at Jones Dairy Farm?
Yep. Mm-hmm. No. My dad actually did insure them, though, so for a long time. So my dad worked with them for a good chunk of change.
There's a lot of things that were surprising. I mean, I think a lot of us have had the sausage or the bacon from the grocery store, from Jones Dairy. I just was amazed, at how much food they gave us today. Ham and, bacon and sausage. But just the massive amount of different things that are there to offer. The sandwiches, the ice cream. There's just a little bit of everything. It's a full-on experience to go down there, and I have to admit I did not know that was the case until we did it today.
It's kind of like that vintage 50s deli vibe, because you got people taking numbers. You got the people behind the counters have the white shirts and the bow ties and the paper deli hats. Yeah, just kind of takes me back to when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was definitely just a nice atmosphere to do the show, and then we had a lot of other cool stuff that we did that will be showing. It's a great spot, and I think for anyone that's looking to just go and grab a lunch and do something unique with your family or with yourself or for a lunch or whatever it is a great spot. And I have to admit I had never been there before, and I will definitely be going back.
Yeah, it's awesome. Tausch, so we are officially 1 week away from Packers training camp starting. Curious to hear your favorite training camp memory from when you were a player.
Oh man, there's a bunch. Probably my favorite is that's where I really started playing a lot of cribbage, and we got in some great games that we would play for dinner, and we'd get that. It was always amazing. We played a 50 points, and that's where if you get skunked, you get 2 points. You would think we'd be in training camp for 3 weeks. It would take the whole 3 weeks. We'd stay up till midnight playing because you get kind of that competitive juice. And unfortunately, I never ended up winning that end of the game. So the on-the-field stuff is hard, and it's taxing, and it's not as if what they're doing now, which is a lot easier. And I've said this a bunch on our show. I don't want to be the old guy that is talking about going up, walking uphill both ways to school. But it really is. I mean, it's just a lot easier now than it was then, and I think it's smarter now than it was when I played. But it was all the fun stuff, the different pranks, the water balloons that you'd fire at people, and you'd stay up late playing cards. Those are the things that were more memorable and fun than any of the actual football stuff.
So, Tausch, if you had a chance to talk to these rookies before leading into training camp, what would your advice be? Would it be drink it in? What's your advice? What? Obviously, you had really great experiences. How would you pass that on to some of the current rookies now?
Yeah, to me, the most important thing from a rookie standpoint is I want to make sure I get this quote right, have your ears open and your mouth shut. And that's, to me, it's you don't need to be talking a lot. Go out and show it, because as a rookie, you want to be one of those sponges where you're absorbing and taking things in, and you want to just continue to prove to your coaches and show them you're not going to make the same mistake twice. Because I think all the coaches understand you're not going to know everything, and there's going to be some mistakes. But what drives coaches nuts and what really I think gives you opportunities to either lose reps or gain reps is this guy is he picking it up? Is he taking coaching? Is he getting better? And is he not making the same mistake twice? And that would be the advice that I would give young players is, yeah, you can, as you put it so eloquently, you can drink it up. That's all cute and great. But the bottom line on it is you better just be ready for your opportunity, because the big thing in training camp is earning more opportunities. And the only way to do that is by getting better and by showing that you're picking up what you need to and that you're able to go out and execute it, because there isn't any red shirting. There's not any, we'll get it next time. That's not professional football. And the quicker you pick that up, I think the more success you're going to have.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We're talking with Mark Tauscher. You can hear him weekdays from 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin on Wilde and Tausch. But Tausch, continuing to the training camp, what's the biggest storyline that you are paying attention to heading into training camp, or even a player that you're really paying attention to?
I don't think it's going to surprise you, Molly, that it's the offensive line. And I think the big thing, there's two things. Normally it's, Well, the left tackle spot. George Morgan's going to be battling Rasheed Walker, and we'll see how that all shakes out. I'm really interested in that. But you haven't seen this a lot with, is a guy going to practice? And it's not an injury thing. Mm-hmm. I really am curious. Elton Jenkins, we're a week out. Has there been movement on his contract and his situation that he is going to feel comfortable enough? I think him and Zach Tom will both be in camp. Are they going to be practicing? And that's a really interesting question that I hope the answer is going to be yes, and I hope they figure out, between his representation and what Green Bay's doing, I hope that everybody is out there practicing. But they still have a second-round pick that is going to be in the mix as far as a rotational guy or potentially a starter. And Belton, I guess, Matt, what do you always call him, Tony? Tony Belton?
Yep.
That's those storylines. The receiver room is going to be fascinating. I think they should do a Packers Netflix series on that room because the dynamics of it and the reps and how that all shakes out, to me, is going to be really fascinating. But the O-line is always, interesting to me. But this year, with all of that uncertainty with both contractual and the competition side of it, I think those two position groups, and I'm going to lean towards the offensive line, is what I'm going to be really focused on.
Mark, second-round picks in general in the NFL, they're not signed. They're pushing for guaranteed money. Do you think this is going to be a change in the NFL because it's one of the few things that's not locked in with the collective bargaining for players with their contracts? First round of stuff's pretty locked in. Like the agents and the players have found one thing that they got a little bit of a negotiating ploy with here. Where do you think this lines up? Are we going to see more fully guaranteed contracts for second-round picks?
I think so. And I think when you start factoring in, the story that doesn't seem to be getting a lot of oxygen with the collusion between the NFL and the NFLPA, I think that is still going to be interesting when more and more of that info comes out. I think the NFL is going to be very nervous about even giving the looks that they're all talking and saying, don't you dare give those second-round picks guaranteed money. Well, a couple of the picks that have signed did get it. So, of course, the other guys are going to want it too. And those second-round picks, what I'm sure the NFL is worried about is, boy, if we give the second-round picks guaranteed money, well, why are the third-round picks not going to want guaranteed money? And why won't the fourth-round picks want guaranteed money? And in a billion-dollar business that loves making money, they're not going to want to go for that. And at some point, you've got to put your foot down or put that line in the sand. And I'm going to be really interested how many organizations are going to, put that foot down and how many players aren't going to cross that. Because if you go to Belton or you go to one of these players and say, well, we're going to give you 3 of the 4 years guaranteed, that's better than what we've seen in the past. Is that going to be enough? I would venture to say somewhere along the line, someone's going to interject in here and they're going to figure this out because it is not going to be good for the league if all 30 of the 32 second-round picks are not reporting to camp and not going to be, ready for the season.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, only 2 second-rounders have signed at this point. That seems wild to me. Tausch, you had mentioned wide receivers and how you're interested. What I feel like I'm at least very interested, topping my scales of interest as far as the wide receiver room goes, how I think LaFleur is going to use Sevion Williams this year. And I'm kind of curious what your expectation might be for him. Like, obviously, probably riding the pine early, but does he work himself into a role? And is that role going to be, like, pivotal for the Packers late in the season?
That's topping your list for wide receiver discussion?
Sevion Williams is wild because he's such a versatile guy.
It's not Romeo Dobbs, and is he going to bounce back and see?
Is he going to get traded?
Is he going to be back?
I'm not.
He had a disappointing finish to his season. I think the first-round pick for the first time in 23 years.
No, obviously that's top.
And you're sitting here telling me Savion is at the top of your list. Very interesting, Matt. That's what you're always thinking. You're always thinking of different angles. That's why I think
another story that's not getting enough oxygen, Tausch.
Sevion Williams is
There's
Matt's
the
guy.
Oxygen deal. That whole room and how nothing is really settled. Like, I don't even know if you said I'm going to guarantee you this guy is going to be starting against Detroit. Romeo Dobbs, is that if they're going to go 2 tights, who's going to be the other wideout? you don't know. You just don't know who's going to be out there and who's going to earn those opportunities. Everybody's got a lot of talent and potential, but that isn't always going to lead to production. So, yeah, is Savion Williams going to be – and I think the idea for drafting him was jet sweeps and, kind of getting him into that role. But you don't know until you kind of figure out – you have to get out there and practice and play, and you try to establish, well, who's really good at this and who's really good at that. And you find roles for guys, and what I think everybody is hoping. You haven't even mentioned Mecole Hardman is another guy that is looking for a role and trying to figure that out. That room there is a lot of talent there, and you have to harness it and try to figure out what's going to be best for this team, all while also balancing ego of guys that want to get paid. It is a complicated room that Matt LaFleur is going to have to balance.
Mark, kind of to that, I don't need a player's name, make it weird for you, but what position group do you think could have a surprise cut in it?
Yeah, I think if you're looking at the defensive line, there's a lot of guys there that have had some success, and there's a lot of guys that we keep looking at. When are they going to take that next step? And Jesse was talking today about Lucas Van Ness, and if he doesn't jump up, and Carl Brooks, there's a lot of guys. I know you need guys in that room, but you also drafted a couple of guys, and there's only so many spots that are available to you. I don't think there's going to be like some veteran that's been around, Rashawn Gary or Kenny Clark or Devontae Wyatt. Those guys are all going to be on the team, but that position group and how that all kind of works itself out. You have Brenton Cox. You have a lot of guys that have done some things, maybe not to the consistency that I think everybody hoped, but that is a group that I think you have a new coach. That always kind of leads to maybe there's kind of a new attitude, maybe some new ideas that are going to be brought in, and maybe there's a veteran that it doesn't maybe make a ton of sense for, and maybe they end up getting cut or traded at the end of training camp.
Mark, we appreciate all the great insight. Thank you.
What are you guys going with from an ice cream standpoint before you go home tonight?
So here's how great this place is. So Philip, he was out here, and he scooped out the espresso ice cream for Matt and I. Molly already had some earlier, so not only did we get a chance to try the ice cream, Philip was out here scooping it and just gave us some.
Made Molly go solo, and me and Jim just ate it.
Yep. Tausch had the sundae earlier, and that looked good.
I did have the sundae. I'm assuming Matt and Jim had one that they shared straws.
Yes.
Yeah. With Molly in between us.
It was awkward. Yeah. It was Lady in the Tramp style.
Here's the problem.
Hey, a show that shares ice cream together is a show that sticks together. Yeah. That's how we're nominated for Best Radio Team.
Yes.
Good luck.
Molly's got to join in next year. All right, thanks, Matt. Mark, thanks, Mark. Molly's got to join in next year. Thanks, Mark. Also, Mark is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Family-owned. They are a great custom jeweler. They are locally owned. I actually saw Garrett, Devin, and Scott Chalmers all at the golf outing I was at earlier today. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I have a hook for the pop socket on my phone. I have a hook in our shower that I hook it on, and then I turn my show on. Is that weird?
Not a show you're doing. You are.
Oh. Yeah, I thought you were watching on YouTube. This is a show we did yesterday.
But Molly's I just start my show, and I have to be no.
No, I don't want to watch you guys in this show.
Yeah, weird, Molly.
Or Molly, I just wanted to clear that up.
Right. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. This is our crew.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every strike, every hit.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Hear the call of every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back at the track. Get up. Get up. Get out of here. Gone.
Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Clinky Cleaner CFO, Sean Young.
The local part is what's key for us. Madison is a local community, and that's what I look at with James Imaging. When I talk to our account rep, he's local.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and great people.
I'd say the people at James Imaging are top of the line for us. They know us, we know them. They take the time to listen to us when we have questions. They make it easy.
And Sean Clinky Cleaners makes it easy for their customers, too.
Yes, at Clinky's, we need to be the expert in the field. We want to make life easier for them, and that's what James Imaging does for us.
Sean, any advice for others?
I would say give James Imaging a call. They've been great to us.
James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing up our bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open, also brought to you by Carbless, Zimbrick Honda, Siding Unlimited, Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, Clear Vision Pro Wash, and Vortex Optics.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, and Molly wrapping up here from Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton, Primetime Orsheim, back at the Everlight Solar Studio. Pablo Iglesias here as well. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. We've had a great time here. We've had ice cream. We have all purchased bacon and other products to bring back home. Took a picture in front of a flying pig. And we're going to wrap the show up by throwing some stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man. I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
And Matt Hamilton, you are a big fan of dad jokes here. So you got a joke for me here. You got some Canadian bacon in front of you.
Yep.
How did you want me to set you up with this?
That's perfect. So I've got this delicious Canadian bacon here from Jones Dairy Farm, and I've got like an interesting hack for you guys. Do you know how to keep Canadian bacon from curling in the pan?
How?
You take away their brooms and stones.
Molly, do you want some paper to tear up and stop paying attention?
I know,
to that?
seriously.
But I will say,
dunk it into.
I will say this Canadian bacon is fantastic. It's obviously already like pre-sized, perfect for like breakfast sandwiches. I'll end up dicing it up and just throwing them into like scrambles and stuff. Like you can't go wrong with this. We've had this Jones Canadian bacon for a while, and it is so good. I cannot sing its praises enough. So I know it was a bad dad joke, but I thought with the curling, you might find it pretty good.
The thing is, it's pretty cooked. Open it up and give it. Have a bite. We'll have a little piece of bacon here on our way out the door here.
No, Matt should just take that entire stack and then take a bite.
Can you eat that? Yeah. All right. So Matt Hamilton on camera here. Look right into.
I'll eat one
that
slice.
Green eye on the camera there, and eat that bacon. We'll tell everyone about Ho Chunk Gaming in Madison. Go be a winner like Matt Hamilton. That's like gold medal thick. Bacon there. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go.
Canadian
Millions
bacon while you talk
of
about
dollars
Ho
are
Chunk.
won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. It is a nice thick cut of Canadian.
I've
bacon.
never eaten Canadian bacon not cooked, not cooked in a pan.
Warmed, yeah.
Yeah, warm.
Super
is that
good.
weird?
No, it's not weird. You're supposed to eat it like that.
Canadian bacon on.
I don't know if you're supposed to eat 4 or 5 pieces at a time, but yeah.
You're getting a lot of protein. I think.
You
They're
had a
saying
bacon, like a bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Got the bacon for the buns, bacon for the cheese, and bacon for the bacon.
Matt, I know you're going to know the answer. What is the difference between Canadian bacon and ham?
Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know what the answer is.
I'm shocked, actually.
I thought you don't have a joke for it?
No, like I'm actually asking.
That's like a setup for a joke. But it's
No,
a question.
It does. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry that
Like
I'm that
some sort of-
funny that you thought it was a joke, but like, no, it was an actual question. It's good ham.
One's
though.
from Canada. Like you
Yeah,
just
the
make a joke
Canadian
about-
bacon's more apologetic.
There you go.
Sorry, eh?
You really give a lot of Canada jokes up your sleeve.
Oh my gosh, more
Well,
than
thanks.
more than any one person should have.
Thanks
So
to
good.
Jones Dairy Farm for having us out here. We got our meats we're going to be picking up. We got to get out of here so they can go. They close at 5:30. So thanks to
Yeah.
Philip for hanging around. Thanks to everyone else here at Jones Dairy Farm hanging around. Let us finish our show. Listen back, Wisconsin, with the ESPN Wisconsin app, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. This has been
See
Jim,
ya.
Matt, and Molly,
Amazing.
presented by Coors Light.
See ya.